7 states, including Colorado, voted to enshrine reproductive rights into their state constitution. Measures to protect abortion access in Arizona, New York, Maryland, Missouri, Montana, and Nevada are projected to pass. Amendment 79 in Colorado received overwhelming support, with 61% of voters choosing yes on their ballots.
And Amendment 79 also overturns Colorado's 40-year ban on using state and local money for abortions.
Denver 7's Daniel Kreuter digs into what this amendment means at the state level, especially with a likely conservative-led House and Senate at the federal level.
With the type of support Amendment 79 has received so far, it's clear the constitutional right to abortion in Colorado crossed party lines.
We do think that basically 1 in 4 Republicans strongly supports the right to an abortion.
Kira Hatton is the political director at Cobalt, an organization that supports funding and access to abortion and other reproductive health care.
Colorado has always supported the right to abortion, and we did that in state statute back in 2022. And we wanted to make sure that that becomes a permanent protection for Colorado residents.
But how permanent is it, particularly with a likely Republican-led House and Senate?
It seems that there is some impetus at the federal level to do a national abortion ban.
MSU Denver political science professor Sheila Ruski explains federal law is supreme over state laws, even state constitutions.
If there is a contradiction between federal law and state law, then federal law dominates.
In Colorado, we're no stranger to this conflict. Marijuana, for instance, legal at the state level, illegal federally. But experts say that sort of look the other way mentality is highly unlikely if federal lawmakers pass a national abortion ban.
Under the preemption doctrine, there is an assumption that the federal government will stay out of issues that have traditionally belonged to the states. But I am very doubtful that that kind of standard of restraint at the federal level would hold in this case. This is just a guess, is that if the federal government goes as far as to initiate or enact a federal abortion ban, that they will very much be intending to stop abortions in the states.
If a national ban were to take place, there would likely be lengthy court battles that play out before anything would be set in stone. President-elect Trump has also said he would veto any federal abortion ban. I'm Danielle Kreuter, Denver 7.